joining me, Ship, Spaceship Ohayses, the incredible.
You know it. The GOAT. The GOAT. Make sure you put the GOAT. That's my new tag.
The GOAT, absolutely. The hostess with the mostest.
Yeah. We here.
Well, thank you for joining me on my show From A to Z. Ship, will you please introduce yourself? And I know you have all your AKAs. I want to hear them all. I got to hear it all.
Oh, my God. It's your boy. Go and see Spaceship Ohayses, the incredible, AKA the greatest host of all time, AKA the best in the world, AKA Chef Ship, AKA the hostess with the mostest, your girl's favorite host, that guy, Mr. Asshole, Mr. They don't like me for what I say, you know.
That's okay. You know what? A lot of great people say controversial things, but they tell the truth.
Yeah.
And I have never heard you say anything out of your mouth that wasn't the truth. And I can certainly appreciate that.
I was telling someone that the other day. They were like, "You're so mean." I say, "What do I say that is mean?" I say things that people need to hear. And under the preface that I know I'm not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the parts. Like they feel like, oh, because you said you must have, you don't have tough skin. Yeah, I do. Like I love being criticized. I love people to tell me how to become better. And I think that's the thing we need in this world, especially in our community. Like somebody needs to hold us accountable for bullshit.
There's so much bullshit.
There's so much bullshit, and we don't hold anyone. We give everyone a pass now.
Yeah, that accountability factor. I think part of that accountability, though, is being tactful and being respectful to the other person that you're going to hold accountable. You can't just call somebody out and then not give them a solution to fix whatever it is they need to fix. Because that's like, are you a hater or are you just really trying to help me?
You know, but I think the term hater has been overused, right? Like I live off hip hop quotes. And one quote I remember is comment. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating.
Right.
And so I actually last night, it was funny because I went back over some of our old shows. Y'all can find me every Sunday, Super Duper Music Review Show. And as much as we joke, we still try to give advice on how to be better. I didn't hear no times where we just railed somebody and didn't give them any type of feedback as to how to become better. And so sometimes I think within the jokes or within the realness, people are so tender that all they hear is oh, he didn't like it. Oh, you didn't hear the part where I said what needs to be fixed on it.
That part.
Pay attention to that part.
Every time I've tuned into the Wild Out Radio, you always, so Sunday Music Review. In the comments, if you guys can't handle people giving you criticism at all, do not look at the comments, please. We had somebody last night we was trying to give some help to, and they was just not having it. Every excuse in the world, and then came out to say, oh, well, this is a hobby for me. Well, if it's a hobby, why are you sending your music into a radio show to be put on the radio to make money from? Like, I don't understand that. So can we talk about how artists can make money off of sending their music to you?
Well, let me say this. That's the problem with a lot of these artists out here. I'm happy she said it because I feel a lot of people do music for a hobby.
Yeah. And
that's the problem. And it's oversaturated. And I made a post the other day about putting fire emojis on people's posts. And somebody said, oh, Ship, you taking it too much. Maybe they just happy they putting out music, whatever, but that's the delusion, because now you're making people think that their hobby is good enough as my craft,
right?
And I'm going to take that personal. But for us, you get music. If your music is registered, our radio station is licensed with BDS, Sound Scan, so you're going to get the royalties from your music being played on our station. We are uploading and deleting songs as they come. You know, so we don't keep songs from 6-7 years ago, but you may hear a song that's dope from then. Also, we do a lot of sync licensing. You know, I've been working with a lot of movies. As people know, I'm actually directing a movie right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, with that comes, hey, we need music for the soundtrack. Hey, we need music for these scenes. Then I have other people that know of me, A&Rs, movie companies that call me, hey, shit, y'all got some songs, what you got? Or they listen in to the show and be like, hey, send me that song. You know, throughout the show, I might be getting text messages on my phone, like, send me that right now. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of ways for you to make money off your music where it's not just in the clubs. A lot of people think I got to be in the clubs or I got to be on the radio. Yes, we are a radio station, but we're not, you know, one of the main ones out here in the station. But what it does, because we are a branded and legal and what's the word I want to use? Authentic radio station, you can still get royalty from your music getting played if it's your beat, it's your music, and it's registered.
Okay, so the important part of it being your beat.
Mm-hmm.
We hear a lot of people that use YouTube beats all the time, and they think that that's going to get them on a radio. You don't own it. So you're giving away the license to your music, your lyrics, your everything. If you don't own the beat is the base of the music.
Yep. And it's funny because myself and I speak of DJ Lady J Rock,
Mm-hmm.
our ears are so different that we remember, like, there's been songs where we've heard the same beat on 2 or 3 different songs. How do you really expect to make money when this song it's 3 different people on the same on different songs? You shooting videos for it, you promoting it, but it ain't your beat. It may sound good. And so for me, it's like artists. You can go out there and make music, but if it's not yours, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't make it yours. I'm not finna be in that lawsuit. I'm not finna be, while our radio was promoting this song like it was Zoe's Washington. No, Zoe's music. No.
Yeah.
No. So sometimes we don't put songs on the station, even if it is a good song, because we know what's going to happen on the legal side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want them problems.
So I have a question about the legal side and building a network so that these artists who are creating music, you know, can stay above board legally, have their music registered and get royalties from it. So how do you feel about artists connecting to people like me, like publicists, photographers, videographers, and music services like Vertigo? How important is that for them to network with those types of people?
I think that is the biggest foundational piece that a lot of artists are missing. They think a lot of times they only need to know rappers or A&Rs or manager or record label. When someone like a publicist, guess what you do? You publicize their brand. Mm-hmm. You are able to get them in spaces that they can't get themselves into. Being on the movie scene, I've had artists that came and was an extra, and I'm like, this is where you need to get, because these are people that aren't necessarily in the clubs, but they still listen to music, right? And now you can get your music in the movies. Now you have an audience. And I think that's we get overcomplicated. We think, oh, Vertical can't do this. Vertical can do this for you. And the thing with once, and I was telling a young lady yesterday, one of the things is once you get plugged in and show yourself worthy and dedicated, people like yourself, Vertical, myself, a Mousequake, anybody, they will help you because they see you helping yourself.
Yeah. Putting
out a song is not helping yourself. Right? Just putting out a song is not helping yourself. Anybody can do that. Right? So for me, it's more of a get to know these people, get in these spaces, get to know the people they know. I became who I am because I was never prejudiced against who I met.
Right.
And I was humble enough to always soak in information from people I met. I go places, even if I'm hosting, if I'm performing, I don't walk out of, and I tell this on the mic, I never walk out of a place knowing the same people. Anywhere I go, I'm not going to walk out of there knowing the same people I knew when I walked in.
every event that I've been with you at, you introduce yourself and you speak to everybody in the room, regardless of who it is. Even the people that are working the event, you're speaking to them, which I have to applaud you on. It is very rare to see people doing those types of things. I do it because I'm a publicist. I'm naturally out networking. I need to make sure that the people that I'm involved with get connected to people like you, like Vertico, to event planners, even the people that have like the lighting setups that you can rent, sound equipment that you can rent, other producers, sound engineers like Mousequake, who is amazing. You know, people at radio stations like Anam at 97.9 and getting them on, you know, K104, or, you know, even local regional radio stations that are outside of the DFW network. I'm connected to a lot of those people. And it could be a country station that's looking that has a country artist that's like, hey, I want to do a crossover album like Nelly did with I can't think of that country music guy's name, but Nelly did a couple of crossover songs, country songs. Like, you never know what your network is going to look like if you don't speak to people.
We get a lot of rappers, and I'll direct this towards rappers. A lot of rappers and artists in the Black community get stuck in the lowest part of their genre. I'm not even saying stuck in their whole genre. They get stuck in the lowest part of their genre. You can't even make a radio hit or something that sounds crossover or talk to people. Oh, I'm not going to no rock show. I remember Jay-Z and Linkin Park. I remember the Nelly album you're talking about. Big X Plug is now doing it. Yeah. There's so much more than what we see, but we don't open up that space. We don't put ourselves in that space. And for me, when I go places, I don't even necessarily, I'll tell you who I am, but I know me telling you my name means nothing. I'm going to show you who I am. You're going to laugh. You're going to say this dude's crazy. And then we're going to eventually talk about, oh, you make music or you host or you got a radio station. I don't even lead with that a lot of times unless I'm at a show. Like Saturday, we talking and laughing. But guess what? By the end of the day, everybody had put Wild Out Radio on their phones. And that wasn't me just jumping into the conversation saying, oh, I got a radio station, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Me being funny, me being personable, me listening, me taking time to care about this audience that ain't even really my audience. But since we're sitting here, they could become my audience.
Right. Yes. Networking. So you're a natural at networking with people. And what Ship was talking about was we were on set on Saturday and we're just extras. Okay. Yes, I was an extra in a movie. It's an item off my bucket list. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you so much for putting the post out. More people need to pay attention to your social media posts because that was an opportunity of a lifetime for me. It's something that's small to other people, but it was huge to me. Right. And you only get opportunities like that if you take the time to get to know somebody. So we're talking about you and the Wild Out Radio. We were just extras, and we're all sitting around talking about music and social media. And they're like, well, what do you do, Zoe? And I'm talking about, I'm a publicist. I work with entertainers. I work with business people. I do business consulting. And then Ship sat down. I was like, oh, Ship, the ladies were all talking about, networking and stuff. And then that's when you started talking about yourself. We were making jokes. And then it just kind of naturally moved into, well, what do you do? What's on your social media? And then that's when you was like, okay, the Wild Out Radio. Why don't you guys take out your phones here? Give me your phone and I'll go to my page and you can follow me. And then I'll follow you back. I was like,
it's always funny being around you because you're like, Ship, stop downplaying yourself. Because I don't like to talk about everything I do.
Okay, because now we have the opportunity to talk about what you do. So tell me about Spaceship the host, starting out, and then we'll move into Spaceship the artist.
I mean, Spaceship the host started out as Hustle Man the host, like in, I want to say 93, 94.
Hey.
I was hosting events in high school, in middle school.
And
I always like being that facilitator. My favorite basketball player is Magic Johnson. I'm an assist guy. I'm not a scorer. I've never wanted to score. I've always wanted to be the guy to set people up. So hosting was my thing. Of course, I hosted in college. I had a TV show called Joints and Jams. I had a radio station in college, 91.7 The Gold. From there, I started working at BET. And then when I moved out here to Dallas, I met J-Rock. And of course, at that time, I still wanted to be a rapper. And she was like, hey, I'm going to start an open mic. I want you to be my host. And this was in 2005. And we did it. And, you know, even when we first started, I'll say our first 3 or 4 months, wasn't nobody there. 2, 3, 4, 5 people. And we just kept building. And after that, I don't even know, like it just blossomed. Right. And then, you know, you keep being faithful. I didn't look for the money. I didn't look for the fandom or anything. I just did it because I loved it. And I moved from rapping to hosting because I saw how many hosts did not care about the club. Right. Even when I go places now, something that burns me if I see a host and they be like, hey, DJ, wait a minute, you don't know the DJ's name? You don't really know the artist's name?
How are you not getting to know the people that you're working with?
Because you're there just for yourself.
See, that's so selfish. And we've discussed that with artists, musicians, entertainers being selfish with their craft and not expanding their network. You're at a club and so I used to be part of the crew that would get people to come in for concerts. We worked at a club called the Rock and R in St. Robert, Missouri. Okay. It was a little hole in the wall. Paris Ras, he was a retired colonel, I believe, from the military and just started this club and then just expanded the club. It became a huge concert venue, but we always paid attention to the crew that came in, the music artists that came in. We always made sure we had what they requested, be backstage. I connected with Gorilla Zoe, and I have a funny story about that. We'll talk about that later, but I connected with Gorilla Zoe. He didn't believe my name was Zoe. I had to show him my driver's license. And we started talking about my back tattoo. And then he started showing me his tattoos and a relationship kind of developed. We spent 6 hours with that man in VIP the whole night. And I was just there. Me and Ryan was just there chilling.
Right.
But that's how rapidly your network can expand with people. And that was during the time where I was researching how to become a publicist. That was 2009.
Right.
And I didn't know anything about public relations, but I'm a natural at it. I've been doing it for a while. So I want to talk about how long have you felt like you've been a natural at networking and making connections, and how has that grown your network around the world? Because I know you're not just local to DFW artists.
For me, I think I really got in my bag when I became a host out here. I was still the typical black guy for the longest. And well, as a matter of fact, I think my aha moment came maybe in 2013. That was the first time I went to the Image Awards. And I say that because I was still the black guy who didn't want to talk to nobody, stood on the wall, thought everybody's supposed to know who I am, even though I'd done stuff before, done stuff here, and you get the recognition here by doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then when you go out there and you realize, okay, I'm a little fish in this big pond, but I still set back like everybody in the place supposed to know me. And I was standing by, it's so funny, I remember it. I was getting some paella over in the catering area. And Terry Crews was over there and we was talking, and come to find out he's from Flint as well. He went to our same church. It was my mom and my grandma, and we were talking, and he was like, in the middle of talking, he said, why are you sitting over here by yourself? I'm like, man, I ain't finna be no dick rider, man. I ain't finna do this. He said, so how's everybody supposed to know you? You're in the building, but look around. It's Stevie Wonder over here. It's Oprah Winfrey over here. It's Michael Ealy and Michael B. Jordan and Bubbles and Ricky Smile. How? Brandy over there in the corner. Santana Moss over there on the side. How are these people supposed to know you? All because you're in this room. You're in the room, so you must be important enough to be in the room.
Yeah.
But you're not making yourself more important by talking to anybody in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat and we talked maybe about an hour, hour and a half, and kept going back and forth and talking. And that was the day it really clicked for me. Like, it doesn't matter what room I'm in, you need to make your presence felt.
Yeah.
Because you never know. And up until that moment, my homeboys that I was with, they were kicking it. They were having a great time. They knew certain people. I didn't. I was still a fanboy at the time to a certain extent, because this was the first major event I went to that I was mature. And I say mature because when I worked for BET, I was around a lot of people, but I was more into party mode. I was I was 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. It was just fun. It wasn't a business.
Yeah. And
I was telling someone yesterday, at that time, you think you're always going to get these opportunities. Well, when I moved here and when I stopped working for BET, because what happened with BET, they canceled Hit from the Street. I had an opportunity to go to TV One, but TV One was just growing. And I was like, that's the old folks station. That's the old people BET. I don't want to go over there. Well, what happens when I didn't go over there is I didn't get another chance at BET. Right? Because there was no other. BET was changing to what it is now. Like, now there's less video shows. There's, back then you
more
had
reality. Yeah.
City. You had Cedar's World. 106 Park hadn't even started yet. It was just, popping off. So you think you have these chances and opportunities. You think they're going to come around again, and they don't. And so at this point, I'm a little bit more mature. And so I just had to say, you know what? Every room I go in, I'm going to talk to people. I'm not going to be this wall hugger. I'm not going to be this person who thinks the world revolves around me, because I revolve around everybody else. Like, everybody else here is important. I'm not the only important person here. And there's somebody else in here that is thinking like me. So I actually seek out people that I see sitting around, not talking, not conversing, or feeling uncomfortable, to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I would say about around 2014, about 2014 is when I really started feeling like, okay, get out of yourself, get out of your own way to build your image. And so
get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of professionals talk about getting out of their own way. And lately I've been doing TikTok lives every day. I go live every day at 7 p.m. Around 7 p.m. And I recently put out a couple of posts specifically about this show and creating this show, and the fact that I've been saying that I was going to do it for the past 5 years, but I had to get out of my own way and just get started.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what the format was going to be. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. We'll get started, and then I can grow and evolve from here. So I say that to ask you, your affiliation with Vertigo, I know, is extremely important, and it has opened so many doors for so many other artists. How do they get started with you to get in with Vertigo so that they can grow their business as a musician and an artist?
I mean, besides the most important part is having your music ready. First, you have to have your music ready.
Yes.
This is a platform with over 30,000 DJs. And
worldwide. And these are there are major artists that Vertigo gets their music to distribute across the world.
It's one of the quickest ways for major artists to get their music to a bunch of DJs, right? Because I put out a song, I can put it out, but people don't understand. You have to get it to the right pipelines for it to be promoted, for it to be pushed. And so for us, have your music right, send us an email. And once you send us an email, I'm gonna send you out the packages. We talk, and then we can set up a meeting. Because for me, I still like to do face-to-face meetings.
Yes.
I don't necessarily like to do virtual or over the phone, because I want to read your client. Are you really serious about this? And then once we do that, you upload your music, upload your bio. If you got a video, you do that with that as well. that's pretty much it. But you just have to have the budget, and a lot of artists don't have the budget. They will save for a trip. They will save for some Jordans. They will save to buy some weed.
Yeah.
They will save for some new bundles. Right? They will spend $350 on some hair.
$1,000 on a wig that's 36 inches long. Yes, I've seen it.
But will not spend $300 or $400 to get their music in the hands of 30,000 DJs. And like I say, I've sent vertical music of artists, and they're like, just tell them to send me all of it, and I'll put it on for free. Why? Because they've already worked with them. Why? Because they've already invested in themselves. The doors open when you show yourself to bet on yourself.
Right.
And when we talk about getting out your way, sometimes you got to sacrifice that money. Sometimes you got to sacrifice that. Okay, this month I'm not going to go to the club this much because I got something I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what happens. Like, you just got to be serious. Don't send us an email if you're not serious. Don't send me no email talking about, oh, you want to be down with Vertigo and you don't really know. Because
wasting your time is the worst thing that an artist can do. Mm-hmm. You have way too many people who are ready and willing to make them famous.
And that's another thing with a lot of artists. They think, A, they got time, and B, they think that their position's gonna always stay there. I see so many artists that fall off or have to go through stuff, and I get it. But anybody that knows my personal, for the last 2 years, I've been going through stuff. I didn't fall off. I might have taken breaks. I might have had to get my life together, but I didn't fall off. Mm-hmm. You know, as soon as I had knee surgery, as soon as my knee surgery was over, I was getting booked again. As soon as people saw me walking at the award show, oh, he's good now. Because I keep my presence felt. Mm-hmm. I see artists that have talent, they do not capitalize on it. That's why I love a J Diggs. That's why I love an Alizé Ali. That's why I love an Original Soul, right? That's why I love a Lyric Bay. Not because these are my friends. We've just become, we became a rapport with each other because they're dedicated to their craft.
Yes, you can definitely see it in their Facebook pages, all their social media pages, because they're constantly pushing their music out. They're constantly talking with people about, hey, can I get connected? Can I be interviewed? Can I have an opportunity? They're putting the designers on payroll so that they can have great visuals for their albums, so that they can have great visuals for their singles that are coming out. They network with each other as well, which is extremely important. You know, you see great people talking to each other. You should be, if there's 4 great people talking to each other, you should be the 5th person that's listening to them and saying, hey, can I just stand here and listen to you guys have a conversation? Because there may be something that I need from it.
But see, the thing is, even with artists, right? They want to meet these artists. They want to take pictures with certain people. They even want to get phone numbers. And this is one reason why I don't give out my number a lot. I give you my number, but you're still not ready.
You don't follow through either. They don't follow through.
Yeah. So what you want me to do with a song that ain't even produced correctly? What do you want me to do with a song that you ain't even got the rights for? Yeah, you might be cool, but why am I giving you my number to call me and bother me about something and you're not even ready? Like, even for me, when I got celebrity numbers and A&R numbers and stuff, I had to be ready. I had to have something to show them. Mm-hmm. And now, even with the Wild Out Radio, we got 10 years in the game. So now I have a collection of stuff I can show you. People that know the show knows I don't have to promote Sundays anymore. Mm-hmm. People gonna be there. You know, and so there's just this propensity to say, oh, okay, I'm a rapper, you should help me out. Nah, where are you helping yourself out at? Again, and a song is not helping you.
It's the entitlement for me.
Yeah, the entitlement, and I think that's what gets me in trouble a lot with these artists, because they so entitled, like, oh, I need paid shows. You're nothing. And I don't say that in a mean way. let's look at the spectrum of the world. It is 1 million rappers. That is not a small number.
No.
Somewhere in these people's head, they think 1 million rappers is a small number. If I had 1 million toothpicks in a bundle, you told me to find the red one, it's going to take me a long time to find that red one in 1 million.
Yes.
You are a red toothpick. What's going to make you stand out? And so that's the entitlement that gets me. Like, there's no word. Even for me, I'm still humble enough to go places that I'm not even hosting and network and have my business card. I mean, I did a Adaptive Sports Expo on Saturday. The people there, I'm talking to vendors. Do you have a business card? Come tell them I got a radio station. We can get you on a radio station. You got a business card? Yep. Yep. I'm staying ready. And these just vendors. It's building a relationship. So when these vendors have events at their place, guess what? They've already heard me host. So now they're going to ask me to come host at a festival or a carnival or be a speaker. It's getting out of my way and understanding that I still have more work to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the part, I think for me, that's the part that artists don't get because they don't see it. Like you say, you had to get your podcast together. There's a lot of work that had to take place. But they see
research. I have to make calls. I have to schedule, the interview. I have to do a preliminary call with you all. I have to make sure I understand like my trademarking it and my licensing. There's so much that goes into putting together a podcast. And whenever I look at you and DJ Lady J Rock, how you guys put your show together, I was like, damn, maybe I really can do this. And so that's when I started asking you questions. Like, hey, I don't know how to do any of this. Can we get together and can you show me what I need to do? I appreciate that. By the way, thank you so much, because that was the push I needed to just, and on top of the furlough that I needed to just get started.
Right.
Because if I'm not making money, I might as well be creative. I might as well, get the other people that I love and respect onto a show where I can push their art in their business out into the ether of, whomever is going to look at this show. I want to do something for my community. If I can't do anything for myself, I got to give back to somebody, because the universe always rewards people who does things for other people selflessly. And I really honestly respect you, who you are as an artist. I love your hosting as well. And so the artist side though, I just, man, ski on a shit. Why you have me out here skiing on folks at an award show in my dress clothes?
Yeah, we skiing. You skiing, baby. Hold on, we skiing. Hey, we skiing all over. Yeah. And that song.
It's so fun. It's so fun. Just like Henny and Tacos.
Yeah, I created that song being funny, right? Because of course, not being from Dallas, everyone has their it was the boogie movement, the end of the boogie movement. Everybody was dug in, stanky leg, and I had a song called "I'm Back," and it said, "I never stanky leg. I never learned the Dougie. I had to grab his ear, make the whole world love me." So I was an anti boogie person, but I said, I'm gonna make a song and I'm gonna have a dance to it. And I'm from Michigan, so we're gonna ski on them. And then I got with Dirt Beats and we created Ski on them. And when we made it, we was like, man, that's kind of good. And I performed it, and the way the people respond to it, I recorded that song in 2016.
Wow.
I recorded Ski on them in 2016. And
it's still so much fun though to listen to.
When it comes on, the way the crowd responds to it,
yes,
it is crazy. It is crazy. But it's so dope. Like, You know, that song there has people saying, when are you going to make some more music?
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking, matter of fact, I was talking to one of my homegirls last night, and because she was watching the show, and she was like, we was talking about the show, and she was like, you need to put your music on the show. I said, no, that's not fair. She said, yeah, it is. You're an artist too. And I said, I put one song on the show. There's one song that I've actually been on that has made the show. And that song was Henny and Tacos. And that's ended up being number one.
Yes, because it was okay. So when you're talented and you don't want people to really focus on you, you are still a little bit of an introvert.
Very much an introvert.
And we see that with Ship's cooking, right? Your little struggle meals that ain't really struggle meals. We'll talk about that later. Because they're actually kind of gourmet meals. But anyway, you being on that song was like putting icing on a pound cake. Okay, it's just flavorful and extra, and it just gave J Diggs the right mix. I mean, it was seamless how you guys just drifted into from his verse to your verse, and then like Henny and Tacos. It's the coolest summertime song. It makes you feel good when you listen to it. Like you can imagine the sun and being out on somebody's beach or somebody's porch and just like having drinks and tacos and food and chilling. It's a good vibe.
You know, I wrote that song.
I know you did.
And so it was funny because I love J Diggs, and I read people posts, and J Diggs like, man, I need help with this hook. I was literally sitting on the toilet when he sent me the track. I literally was sitting on the toilet while he sent me the track, and I didn't get off the toilet until I made up a hook. And so I gave him like the skeleton of the hook. Mm-hmm. And I like when I get home, I'm recording that. That sounds great. He got home that night. He recorded the hook. Let me hear it. I said, oh, that's dope. And maybe about a week later, he sent me his verse. He sent me the original Henny the Tacos that just had him on all the verses. And I said, nah, I got to get a verse on this now. It was just so, the way he took the words that I gave him and flipped them and just made them work, and his voice and the way he's just a professional. Mm-hmm. I try to stay away from making music. Like Alexander Ali wants me to come over to his home. I don't want to go because I know what's going to happen. Because he's a creative genius.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have had Aluka on repeat. I have been playing it for like 3 days now.
I haven't heard the whole thing yet.
I've heard the whole album, and I was like, damn, this needs to be like a whole vampire movie in just his album. It is brilliant.
Yeah. Because we're reviewing it, I think, in 2 weeks. So I don't want to hear it ahead of time.
Oh, well, I'm definitely tuning in for that one. Alizé Ali, just, you know, you look at him and go, there's something about him that's different than everybody else. He's a little bit more special. He has a little bit more
charisma.
Yes, charisma.
Yes,
and the way that he loves on Sin and his family and his kids, you're just like, man, he is such a good guy, like wholesome and sweet. And then you listen to his music and you're like, damn, this man, he gonna fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
The duality of music artists and how they can turn the showman on for their music, and then you meet them in person, or you converse with them, and they're just beautiful minds, intelligent, extremely focused.
He always reminds me, like the first time I seen him perform, I just stood there and just watched.
Right.
No smile, no happiness. I just was scowling. He was like, why is this dude looking at me? And I love him because he's always said, it's always an honor when people take the things I say, because I'm nobody special. right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I give advice or try to direct an artist, a lot of artists think they already know the recipe. And he did original. So all these people, they have taken our advice and just transformed it, and now they're making nothing but masterpieces. Like, I feel bad sometimes because there's a correlation to the things that we say and the things artists do and how their music is just solid. Like, I haven't heard a bad Alizé Ali song in probably 3 years.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a bad original song song in maybe 3 or 4 years. I've never heard a bad J Diggs song.
Right.
Like,
Right.
when we say something, it's not, they don't take it personal. They're more grateful that someone is telling them what to do to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And Alizé is just a microcosm of everything that I try to do in this industry. And he makes such beautiful music.
He really does. And his wife, Sin, she's just,
Oh, that's my baby.
ooh.
That's my baby. I
love her Bad Girl songs too. That's my cleaning music and rocking out in the car when I'm on my way home from work because I want to be fighting somebody. I can't. That's it. So we're talking about artists.
J-Rock says hi. She just texted me, said, have a good interview.
Oh, tell her I said thank you and hello. So we're talking about Dallas artists, right? How do you feel about the direction of music in Dallas? I haven't seen a whole lot of really mega artists coming out of Dallas lately. It's more been Houston or Austin, San Antonio.
I think, once again, the theme for today, a lot of these artists got to get out their way. They get upset with the new Dallas movement.
Mm-hmm.
And while I may not necessarily be a super fan of it, I'm a fan of their movement. You have to be humble enough to be ready to grow. And so for me, there's a lot of great music, but the people that can actually help a lot of these artists, it's almost like they have and I don't want to be so self-centered to say it's against me.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I think certain artists get blocked because of their association with me. Right? Because I'm not one of those I'm not a bootlicker. But there's so much talent out here. Now, one thing I do feel is that there's almost too many people trying to make music. Like I said, it's a million artists.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of pushing certain artists or getting behind certain artists, people will try to compete with folks. And what that does, it waters down concerts, events.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, I understand we got so many people. If you're doing 30 events on the same night, you can't expect like what was that, Prairie View Grambling weekend?
Mm-hmm.
It was over 200, 300 events going on. Now, out of everybody who wants to go out, you're not going to get that many people in your establishment. So there's not enough people intentionally keeping their ear to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if these people on these radio stations did, they would see and hear the great talent around. Sometimes talent gets overlooked because they have less money. Because even with the new Dallas movement, would they be as big as they are if they didn't have the money they got? And you have to wonder that. But for me, I'm still in love with Dallas music. I'm still in love with the Dallas culture.
Mm-hmm.
There's amazing artistry out here.
Oh, yes, there is.
I just think that we just have to continue to push that door. We can't get tired. We have to stay resilient.
Mm-hmm.
I say this for these artists: don't get frustrated, because timing is everything. All it does take is the one main person to hear your music.
Yeah.
But you, once again, and I'll say this: I know artists that have that music, but they haven't been ready on the other ends. So for me, I don't just think about the music part of it.
Oh, you're talking about the business side.
Business side.
Yeah.
You have to be ready to do that business side.
Yeah.
Like I say, with the new Dallas movement, with Zillionaire and Honcho, yes, they could make their music, but they were ready when that business side came to them.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking entertainment attorneys.
Yeah.
We're talking accountants. We're talking business managers, personal assistants.
We're talking making videos that are clear and crisp.
Yes. Please stop using these 720, 540.
476s. These 476s. You know?
These low quality. You could have, remember BET After Hours?
Yep,
you can have a video like that. A BET Uncut. Yes. If MTV After Hours, BET Uncut. If you can make videos like that. If they're high quality, people are going to watch them. Mm-hmm. They're going to listen to your music because they also want to see the video. Now, if your music is trash and the video is good, you may need a little bit of help. You're still going to get some exposure. But if you have a killer ass video, every time I think of a good video, you know what I picture? The intro to Belly.
Oh, one of my favorite movies.
I'm like, damn. Mm-hmm. If somebody would make a music video like this, I haven't seen it yet.
And another thing, a lot of these artists don't leave Dallas. Now there's this old saying, oh, you got to go outside your city. When we say that, it's not that you got to go out your city to be big, but you got to have another city vouching for you.
Yes.
You cannot. Once again, let's go back to, and this all ties in. So I've never one that said it's the artist's fault, the radio fault. It's a collective. Mm-hmm. If you go to an Atlanta, if you go to a New Orleans or Nashville, a Flint, Vegas, and get that music, they're going to hear about you back in Dallas because now they're going to be like, where are you from? I'm from Dallas. Now they're going to be calling people in Dallas like, who is this artist? Mm-hmm. Now Dallas people are going to be wondering who you are. Why don't we know who this person is and this other city knows? And that's how it goes. So even if, like Alizé, your next step is getting some shows out the city. Mm-hmm. Getting your music. Yes, you can get as many people as you want here to get your music, but that's where you're going to stay. If you trust your music, get out your own way and trust and bet on yourself. Send your music to DC. Put your music on Vertical. You have to get other people to hear your music. So no matter how great your music is, if you're not getting it played or even getting in a club or getting an ear, if you got to, I remember when I was rapping, I would go to Atlanta like once a month just to rap at open mics.
Really?
Why? So that they would know me.
Right.
And my mom lived there. So it was a time where they started thinking I lived there. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, no, I'm from Dallas. Man, you from Dallas? And they start knowing me. And now I can go to Atlanta, make a phone call. I'm in the clubs. People know me there now. But we have this great talent, but because of life or finances or whatever, a lot of these, and that's another thing with Zillionaires, and I'll go back to New Dallas. They were able to go outside the city. Mm-hmm. They was in Memphis. They was in Tennessee. They was in these other places. That's how they got seen. Don't let the world fool you to thinking you don't have to put in that legwork. All because we have internet does not mean you still don't have to put in that legwork.
Absolutely. Your social media only goes so far.
Only goes so far.
Especially if your page is private. Why in the hell are you an artist and you have a private page? That has never made any sense to me.
I have a private page.
Well, you have an artist page as well.
Yeah, I do. But my Instagram page is private. I gotta accept you. But that's because I'm also a school teacher.
Yes. There's certain things that you can publicize and there's certain things you can't. Mm-hmm. So as a publicist myself, I always advocate for public pages. And then you have your private page that has your friends, your family, your close associates on. You don't follow anybody that you know on your public page unless it's another artist, a servicer, somebody that you've networked with. You want to make a connection. And then, of course, now we have to talk about the international aspect because a lot of these artists don't know that rap music in the United States is super, super popular over in the UK and France and in Australia. They love rap music in Australia, not just rap music, but R&B. You see so many soul singers now coming out of the UK and coming to the United States and making a killing. Why aren't you guys going over there and doing the same thing? Because while those artists are leaving the UK to get exposure, our artists over here go over to the UK to get exposure.
Yep. Because they don't have, once again, the funding, the passport. Get you a passport. It's a one-time fee until you have to renew it.
Yep. There's the business side.
You don't sit aside money. Like me and you was talking the other day, like, you ready to go to Ghana? I already have my passport. That's the hard part. Getting your passport back. Right. So a lot of these artists, they may send music over there, but they don't get over there. They don't go over there. They don't network over there. They don't pinpoint, okay, I need to know certain people. Like even for our radio station, we have Big Condo Records. We have Key-Bone from South Africa. We have artists from Nigeria, from Ghana that send us music. So I have a connection over there. And if I say the Wild Out Radio is going to come to Africa, bet.
I have a huge connection over there. You do too.
Yeah, we have a huge connection over
there. Yeah, Diaria Hookfin with Hookfin Enterprises.
Yeah.
She is over there expanding the African music scene tremendously. She's got a radio show. She's doing all kinds of, they do events, nightclubs, you name it, boxing even. There are artists that she's gotten their music for the boxers walkout music.
Yeah.
From the United States.
Yeah.
Y'all need to make sure you have these networks and these connections. Get your passport, do your global entry, make sure your background is cool, pay your damn child support so you can get a passport.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is a part of it, though. Like we did the Opalee walk. The hour is over it. We promoted, we posted, come out. But because it's in Fort Worth it was in Fort Worth this year. Show up. Guess what? It's hosted by a Ghanaian guy. You have all these people there. All you got to do is be in the place.
Erykah Badu was there.
Colin
Allred was there.
They don't be in the place.
Yes.
To get the opportunities.
Yeah.
They expect the opportunities to come, knock on their front door like an Amazon worker, and drop off their blessings. That's not how this works. We go, we network, we talk to these people, we get these numbers. I'm meeting artists from Houston. I'm meeting artists from New York. I'm meeting artists from Atlanta. Now, when I go these places, I have, once again, contacts. Even if it's, hey, what's going on this weekend? Once I go there and I go to wherever's going on this weekend, I'm going to make more contacts.
Yeah.
But you can't start with the first contacts. And you just expect your blessing just to come to you. And that faith without works is dead. You can have the faith that you're going to blow up, but if you don't put in the work, if this is what you really want to do, there's many days where I want to stay at home.
Oh, yes.
True story. Yesterday, I did the adaptive fair, and then I could have stayed home yesterday or Saturday, right? I could have called them and said, I'm tired. I'll be there. I'll be on set Sunday. They would have said, okay, fine. Guess what I do? I go home, I change clothes, and I come. And then when I come, they say, we need some more extras. So I go home again, change clothes again,
and come back.
And then come back. Because I want to put, and when I went home and changed clothes the second time, I did lay on the bed for a minute, like, oh, get up, Jones.
Looking fly in your bow tie.
Yeah. But I know this work.
Right.
This is work. This is me putting in work. This is me getting to know people. This is what I
network.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's, you got to expand your network to expand your net worth.
So on that note, if I'm an artist, what question do I need to ask to get into your network?
There's not many questions you're going to ask to get. I need to see you.
There you go.
See you. I don't
physically in your face.
Yeah, I gotta go places and see you. I gotta
invite
see
you to a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I go to a show, I'm looking at you at the show. If you just sitting over there by yourself, I don't want you in my network.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in my network works because the energy that I want around me is of success, not of stagnation, not of conceit, not of somebody who's expecting a gift to come to them. Because if they do that, then they're going to expect me to give them all of the resources. No, build your own resources.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing people that I know or I've met, and they've met somebody through me. Like, that's why at the end of every show on Sunday, what do we say? Put your network information in there.
Mm-hmm.
Share it up with somebody. It ain't about us. I'm Magic Johnson. I throw you the assist. If you're not going to score, why am I going to pass you the ball again? Now, once I see you working, now I can see, okay, what do you need from me?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I learned. You can ask somebody a million questions. They're going to give you the answers, but if you don't do it, they're not going to bring you in. Once they see that you're working, you ain't going to have to ask a question. They're going to start asking you questions.
Hey, come here real quick. We're talking about something. I need you over here.
Yeah.
You're just going to be sucked in. And then that's when things start rolling. Like, really, your music and your career just grows because you took the time to go to these events and to network with people and make the connection and follow up with them. Following up is another thing that a lot of artists miss out on. If you get my number as a publicist and then you never follow up with me, I delete you out my phone. And then you text me and then I'm like, who's this?
Who's this?
Oh, you don't remember me? No. We met one time for 5 minutes at this event 2 years ago, and you're just now reaching out to me?
2 years ago? I have people that hit me up that I haven't seen. Man, we did a show together at Kitty's. Bro, do you know how long ago that was? You know how much liquor that was ago? As she sips. Right? Like,
this is water today.
I look like it.
I know. It's going to be vodka later.
But it's just, you have, like, and it's a true story. First time I met Ricky Smiley was in 2000, I want to say 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Came to Alcorn State, my college, my alma mater, go Braves, and he did stand-up. And I opened up for him. We did not know each other. Then, when I moved here, I started going to the radio station, met Head Crack, Super K, Keynote. And then Ricky Smiley started doing his morning show.
Mm-hmm.
We did a car wash. I met Gary with a T. So then I see Ricky again. Saw Ricky maybe 2 or 3 times. Then I went to the BET Awards. I'm walking down the stairs in the after party, and guess who I run into?
Ricky Smiley.
And for the first time, he said, Spaceship. I didn't have to tell him my name. I didn't have to walk up to him. He came to me, and he said, what are you doing here? And I said, I told you, you're going to keep seeing me. He said, you did? And now I keep seeing you. And so we're in Cali and you see me. And those are the things you have to do. Like, I didn't know in 2002 when I did, opened up for comedy for him,
mm-hmm.
that I would see him again. I didn't know he was going to move to Dallas or he was going to have a show in Dallas or whatever. But people see you and recognize you and you become impressionable. They will speak to you.
Yes.
They will help you out. So now when I was going to those places, it was, and once again, with the conversation with Terry Crews, it no longer became, who is that guy? It's, oh God, Spaceship's here.
Mm-hmm.
No, we finna have fun.
Yep.
And then when somebody like that certifies you, somebody else wants to know what you're doing. I was on a flight one day and the A&R for Columbia Records, shout out to Demetrius. I'm just on the flight, once again, just talking, laughing, making people joke. By the time we got off that flight, he said, who are you? And what do you do? You're not a regular person. And that's how we exchange numbers.
Yeah. And
so he actually lives in Dallas. So when I have events, sometimes he can't make them, but I always still follow up.
Yep.
Hey, this is Spaceship, just checking on you, bro. I don't want shit. And that's another thing. Don't just call people when you want something. They're humans. We are humans. Don't just call me when you want something. Because then I know you only calling me. So now I got to tax you regular price because I'm not your friend.
Right.
I'm not an associate. I'm a nigga that you want something from. And when I go to Walmart, I can't go up there and say, I'm here every day. Give me a discount. It don't happen like that.
The discounts. No, my services are not discounted for anybody. Except for those people who are very, very close to me.
Exactly.
And they know the value that I provide to them for what I'm charging is astronomical compared.
Mm-hmm.
So I have two more questions that I want to ask you. Just two.
Let's go.
How did you come up with the name for the Wild Out Radio Show?
I think that was more of a J-Rock thing because our company was Essential Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's under the umbrella of Essential Entertainment, which is ours. And I'm creating Essential Entertainment just because everything we did was essential, from tutoring to hosting to DJing, doing weddings and stuff. And so when we stopped hosting open mics and we created this, we did it on our Wednesday night shows that we used to host as the open mics was Wild Out Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before the Wild Out show on MTV. This was before Nick Cannon or anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so once we stopped doing Wild Out Wednesdays at the open mics, we just kind of just transferred it over to the Wild Out Radio Show. So it was, we had the Wild Out Wednesday, but J-Rock was the one that said, let's just make the Wild Out Radio. Since most of our artists are coming from our platform that we meet on Wednesdays, because as a DJ, she would keep their music, or she got to a place where J-Rock didn't take flash drives.
Mm-hmm. You
don't download your music. You gotta send your music ahead of time. And so she already had the music in the database. So we took Wild Out Wednesdays and just created the Wild Out Radio because these songs are from our Wednesday shows.
That's dope.
So that's kind of how it got there. And so, because I think before that I had the Incredible Radio World. And I used to do that on Ustream. I had a show on Fishbowl, 401 Reality Radio, spinthatmusic.com. So I had the Incredible Radio World, but then when we changed it over, it was just dedicated just to our Wild Out Wednesdays. And so it just stuck that way.
That is cool. Thank you for that. Yeah. Okay, last question. So y'all know Ship throws down in the kitchen. And I told you we was going to hit up these struggle meals that aren't actually struggle meals, Ship. Okay. What is the most difficult dish that you have ever made?
Wow. Most difficult dish.
Time, technique, ingredients, the whole gambit.
I think.
Did I stop the ship?
You did. You did. I've made a beef Wellington once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was difficult.
That is a very difficult, technically difficult.
Because sometimes I'm a squirrel, so I have to multitask. Beef Wellington, you really can't leave the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure because you don't want your crust or your bread to get too hard. Making my first time I made Berea because I wanted it to taste authentic Berea. I think that was difficult.
A few months ago?
Yeah, that was the first time I made them.
Really?
Yeah, because you see it and you read because even though I will go online and look at the ingredients and look at how they're prepared, and I say, "Okay, put my own twist on it." But you still want it to taste flavorful. So that was tough. Let's see. Chinese food.
Okay. The sauces in Chinese food. And then of course, I'm very biased with Chinese food, because New York Chinese food to me is superior.
Yeah, yes. Up north, Chinese food is superior.
All north, yes. I don't know what it is about this being down here and not having authentic. I think in Arlington, South Arlington, there's one spot that I found egg foo young that was authentic that I used to get in New York. And I was like, man, and the chicken wings too. I gotta have chicken wings fried hard.
Yeah.
But you cook it at home?
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's too much. There's too many steps. It's too many ingredients.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I've made some egg foo young. I've made some Mongolian beef. I've made beef and broccoli. I've made orange chicken.
I love Mongolian beef.
Yeah, I've made and I just found matter of fact, by you, there's an Asian community over there. There's Asian stores. I was over there because I went to Portobello's one day.
Huge.
And I said,
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta come back over here.
Yeah, the freaking Vietnamese food. Okay, so there's a place called Pho Duc that we go to all the time. Oh, I love that place. They have some of the best pho. And then there's a new place that me and Ryan want to try, Ballet in North Arlington. I want to go there too. But yeah, the banh mai and the freaking, oh my God, they have this Bistro B buffet place. So they do buffet and then they have a huge menu. Their spring rolls are amazing. Their egg rolls are amazing. Like I should have been part Asian.
I will say this because you just reminded me when you said it. I remember in college, I made a duck in a toaster oven.
What?
Yeah, when I was in college.
How did you do that? Ducks are big.
Yeah, it was a little duck, but I had a nice sized toaster oven, and I stuck it in there. I stuck it in there, and I cooked the duck.
You did roast duck. Okay, I gotta give you props. The beef Wellington, the Chinese food at home, birria, absolutely, because that is a very long process to cook birria. And then a roast duck in a toaster oven. Chef, you still amaze me to this day. And I still need to come over to your house and we need to have dinner. But I do have this arroz con pollo.
Don't worry.
Downstairs.
I'll be there. I got a little work to do. What time is it? I might try to come early before traffic. I might be there about 6.
Okay.
Well, but when I say struggle meal, this is what I want people to know. I don't spend a lot on cooking.
Yeah.
People think you have to spend an astronomical amount on cooking. And I don't. I find sales, I find deals, and like I made steak and eggs the other day. I found 2 strips. They were on sale for like $8. Right? So I get those 2 New York strips. I got some eggs. Boom. It's struggle meal. You know, I fry my own shells when I make my tacos. So I'll get some hamburger meat, some chorizo. I cut up my vegetables. $12. A lot of times people think you gotta buy these astronomical amount. I think I spend the most money on my seasonings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and then I'll go to a meat market. So I don't have to buy more meat than I actually need. If I'm going to make something like make a birria, I'm going to the Mexican, I'm going to Fiesta.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a pound of skirt steak or whatever, and it's probably like $1.99 a pound, $2.99 a pound. So give me a pound and a half, right? And then you get your peppers. I already got my cinnamon sticks. I got my cilantro. All the veggies don't cost a lot. When we think, oh, birria, and even when they sell them out there, yeah, they're charging you $15 for 3. I can make all of everything I have with $15 because I'm not going to Walmart and I got to buy 3 pounds of meat that I'm not going to use. I'm gonna buy this pound and a half. I'm gonna cut it finely. I'm gonna get my jalapenos and my peppers and my tomatoes. And veggies don't cost a lot,
right? So
I try to cook a lot of fresh foods. And fresh foods are cheaper than frozen foods. You know, when I go, if I want to fry shrimp, They got shrimp, what, $3.99 a pound at the Mexican market.
Mm-hmm.
It's two of us. I don't need 7 pounds of shrimp. We ain't finna eat all that, and I'm gonna be tired in 2 days of eating it. So, or I'll go I make my salads at work. So I don't, when I call them struggle meals, they're struggle meals because I don't spend a lot of money on groceries.
Mm-hmm.
I spend more money on groceries buying Fat Boy lunch stuff, Lunchables and chips and cookies and stuff.
The snack foods, the prepackaged snack foods are so expensive, especially lately. We spent $410 at Costco.
Yeah.
I almost cried yesterday.
I still need to go grocery shopping today and get some stuff for him. But I don't spend a lot of money on when I cook the foods that make, like the chicken and dumplings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning, I'm working on my bread. I'm learning how to make my own bread. That's something I'm not great at or don't know how to do. So I'm making my own bread. So once I make my own biscuits, you buy your chicken, you get your cream of chicken, your cream, your celery, your carrots, your seasonings. It's not expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not expensive, but we don't know how to shop. We get this bull crap, or that's why even going out to dinner, why go out to dinner and I can spend a third of that and cook it at home to my taste.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see ship struggle meals, it's more, it's a struggle because I'm not spending more than $20, $30 to prepare a meal.
Well, we love your struggle meals, sir. And you typically make our mouths water every time you post them. So just keep posting them because I'm gonna eat my healthy stuff and I'm gonna look at your struggle meals. And then I'm gonna call you and be like, hey, send me some leftovers.
Yeah. I always do. It's so funny because people be like, you'll never invite us over, you don't call.
They don't call.
Stop calling people over because shit, I need leftovers sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to eat off this for 2-3 days, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't $100 a week on groceries just to make sure I got chicken, and that's usually my poultry, my proteins or whatever. But everything else, rice don't cost a lot. Green beans don't cost a lot. Corn, you just got to put in the work. Mm-hmm. Instead of buying frozen corn, get you 2 or 3 fresh corn and shuck them. I shuck corn growing up. So it ain't nothing to me. Cutting up your sweet potatoes or getting your I don't want to get bad greens. I'm gonna get a couple bushels of collard greens, and if I don't eat it, put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
So next time I'm ready to cook, I already got half a pot of greens ready, so I don't need to buy a whole bunch of more greens.
Mm-hmm.
So that be my thing, and I love it. I like that's my release. That's my I get in that kitchen and I just go to work. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm gonna cook.
Just get in there and get creative.
I look up there and see what I got. Like even making like stuff like ramen.
Mm-hmm.
I see what I got, and I go for it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your struggle meals. I also appreciate the GOAT, Spaceship Ohayses, the incredible.
The greatest host of all time.
The greatest host. Thank you so much for being on my show. I really appreciate you. I will see you soon. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in from A to Zoe, my show. Peace.